Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first stream on StreamYards. We're going to be going live on YouTube and hopefully on Twitter. We'll see if that one works, but I know we'll be doing the YouTube one, and this should be one of our better AMAs, and we've added some visual assets to make it a little more appealing for people that want to watch the recorded version. So, as usual, it's myself, CV, and I've got here, our team lead. You all know him. So welcome to Madrid. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well. How are you doing today, brother?
Very good, very good. I'm hoping that this will answer a lot of questions that maybe our community has, because we've been rolling out a lot of good stuff, and I know that these campaigns, especially ones like this that have been so well received to date, people have questions, and it was a really good time to sit down for a little while and go over some of those questions and maybe clear up any concerns that people may have, because I think this is some really good stuff that we're going to talk about here today. So the first thing that I want to touch on is our points, our Omni Echo Boost. So this is a program that we just rolled out a couple days ago. And let me get the graphic up here for us. This is to do with our veOMNI, which we are going to lock Omni for veOMNI, further lock, and then receive a match for this. So maybe you could explain to the community just a brief overview of what the program is, what we're hoping to accomplish with it, and then maybe we can get into to a little more details about the program.
Yeah, man. So we've just launched our Omni Echo Boost program. Really excited to get this rolling out. To kind of break it down to this straight, stupid, simple answer is people that lock their Omni for veOMNI lock over 500. We are 2 years to max lock. So if you lock and receive 500 veOMNI or 1,000 veOMNI, we are actually going in and we're doubling that and locking that for you. So really great incentive for users to really deepen their positions, and it's a great way to get supply locked up and out of circulation.
Absolutely, and it's done just that. I was actually surprised when Taz gave a little update about how much has been locked to date. I just thought it was fantastic, and I hope that we could clear up any questions people have here today, and then pump those numbers even more. So let's. I'm going to go over, and I'm going to share my screen here, and I'd like to go over and show the people where they would actually be able to initially make that swap. And I was starting off at the Omni homepage, and then people will be very familiar with this swap, and so they'll be able to go from ETH into Omni, and then they'll be able to go over to the stake page, and this is where they'll actually do the lock. So you can see that I've already populated some numbers here, and
I think right now it's just showing the graphic of my announcement of the Echo Boost, by the way.
no problem. Let's fix that right now.
It would not be an AMA without some form of technical
Honestly,
difficulty, chat.
I checked this out. I practiced this. I did everything, and of course it has to be like that.
It's all right.
There we go.
Hey.
Okay, let's get this back underway here. Perfect. Now we can see what I'm talking about. So I've populated some numbers here, and so I've done 1009 if you wanted to do the 2-year lock, the minimum, which would be 104 weeks. And so you can see that from that, we would be receiving 501 veOMNI. So this would meet the criteria to be matched. So if you wanted to do the minimum required being the 2 years, you're going to need at the current rate 1,009 Omni to reach that 500 mark. And this is because for that duration, you're receiving a 0.5 multiplier on what you're locking. Now, if we move down to 504 Omni and we went up to the 4-year max, you can see that we're still receiving that 500 amount. So that would be locking for the 4 years. So this is actually a really great way for people to basically double their money on the first day if they choose to go do the 4-year lock. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. To kind of give my brief on this program itself and the benefits to a user as to why they would want to do this. In our opinion, this is the cheapest that Omni is ever going to be, right? So, in order to get 500 Omni in an ideal world 6 months from now, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars. Right now, you can get 1,000 Omni for $500. And so this really, if you're in DeFi for the long term, the long game, this is really a pivotal moment where you can really position yourself to obtain a large amount of veOMNI pretty cheap. And so that gives you a few different things. You actually are granted like an ownership in Omni. You receive revenue share. As we deploy to more chains, as volume cranks up, there's going to be more and more revenue share distributed to veOMNI holders. And, it's just kind of a no-brainer in my opinion, and the team's opinion, and a lot of the investors' opinions. As we've seen, tens of thousands of Omni already locked in this program. This is a very pivotal, perfect point to really capture that large position in veOMNI. And so we're really excited. I think that anyone that takes advantage of the program is people always say not financial advice, but I think it's a smart investment. That's my
I
opinion.
think so too. Now, can you talk a little about the Omni revenue sharing down here? So once people have their Omni and they receive
Mhm.
their airdrop, they're also receiving a revenue share, which is being paid out in USDC, which I love because now instead of paying them more Omni to sell, we're giving them USDC. Can you explain a little bit why you chose to pay out the rewards in USDC?
Yeah, I mean, I think for anybody, I think that there has to be a point where when you make investments, there has to be a point where you actually profit. And when it comes to crypto investing, everybody, it's a common known saying that you don't have any profit until you sell. So when you're locking and you're getting that veOMNI position, we really thought it was a great idea to, as just like any company, when a company has, their revenue distributions to their stockholders, they're paid in cash, right? And so, that's what we thought would be the best option. And if people want to keep building that position, they can turn around, use that USDC, buy more Omni, and it adds some nice green to the charts. And so that was kind of the thought process with that decision there.
Absolutely. Now, I should have before I got to the revenue share, I probably should have touched on a few points that people might be confused with. Now, in order to be eligible for the match, this has
Mhm.
to be new Omni. This isn't if they had 200 veOMNI previously, they're not adding 300 more. They need to add a new 500 veOMNI lock, correct?
Correct.
And then how frequently or when will they receive that match, and where do they go to claim it or get it? How do they receive the match?
Right. So it is automatically locked for you bi-weekly. We're running this campaign for a month. So there will be 2 epochs, and we will lock that for you prior to the new epoch rollover. So if you get in there and you get it done today, tomorrow, over the weekend, you can expect Monday at some point in time for your lock to increase. You don't have to go anywhere to do anything. You will just see 500 Omni veOMNI there, and then next time you check back, it'll show you 1,000 veOMNI or however much you do.
Right.
But you'll essentially see whatever you lock in this period of time doubled for you automatically.
And it's really crazy. Can you explain the ways that the veOMNI holders can earn money on our platform right now, even outside of the Echo Boost match?
How veOMNI holders?
Yes, how they can earn
Yeah.
money on the platform.
So we have, like you've kind of shown here, we do have the revenue share. That is 100% of the fees that the protocol generates is directed to veOMNI holders. Not a single penny of that goes to the team. It is directed directly to veOMNI holders. From there, you're also able to go on our vote page. There are protocols and different projects that bribe in order to receive your vote. So they're basically putting cash in your hand for your vote. So when you vote for them, you also are able to collect that bribe at the end of the epoch. And then you're also able to, if you're a stable coin farmer or you're a farmer that's farming blue chips and you want more rewards directed to your pool, you can also use your veOMNI to vote for your pool and give yourself more emissions and rewards.
So this Omni Echo Boost is really an amazing opportunity because you can take 500 veOMNI, lock it down for 4 years, get the match, then be getting paid weekly USDC directly to your wallet for holding that Omni, and then you're earning an APR on that, an additional APR on that, and you can vote for the individual pools and take a percentage of the bribes that they may be adding. And I see we've got a few little ones in there right now. We have 5 days left for voting, so I think over the next couple of days you'll see the larger ones go in. But you can really earn in multiple facets here by just being a veOMNI holder.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And that's why we really think that this is, there's nowhere up from here and no better time to really secure your position. I mean, you look at, I hate to name drop other protocols and stuff like that, but you think of someone that, bought Arrow when it was a penny and they bought 10,000 Arrow, locked it, and, they were matched with the same kind of program. And then here you are today, and it's $1, right? And you're talking hundreds of X's for users as things develop. And we're in that early stage where the flywheel is still developing. We're still deploying on new chains, and that's the thing that I think that people don't understand is this can happen 7-8 fold across so many different chains. That flywheel really rolling. We can see some exponential growth very, very quickly. And so, again, perfect time to really build that position, and really excited for it.
No, absolutely. And to elaborate on the other protocol that people have used, we'll mention the program Flight School. The entry barrier for that was north of $2,500. You had to take the 4-year lock, and you were never getting a 1-to-1 match. It might be like a 0.3 or a 0.4. It varies, and I know one of the things that we were discussing this program and how to roll it out. It was very important for you to keep that entry barrier on this program as low as we could, so as many people as possible could take part in this and get that Omni off the market, get it locked down, and get the true supporters rewarded for making that commitment to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We wanted to keep it fair. We wanted to keep it small enough to where you could, start to build that position without having to really come out of pocket with a whole lot of money. And so we try to make it as available as possible. That being said, like I said before, in my opinion, I think that you'll look back and be very, very proud of the investment you made down the road, because our goal here is to really turn this thing into a rocket ship. And so,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've got a question here from one of our users. Lock 600 veOMNI for 4 years, but unable to use the veOMNI to vote. I notice some people may have a little confusion when they're first adding,
Yeah.
because if they do have an existing lock with us, or veOMNI lock, this doesn't create a secondary lock, right? It will be added to the existing lock.
Correct. So, Bert, let's say you, and in order to move your votes around, you actually have to change your voting percentages, right? So, let's say you had used 100% of your vote to vote for the Omni ETH pool. When you locked and increased your lock, that you're still 100% allocated to that pool, right? It's based off a percentage of your veOMNI, or you're basically distributing a percentage of your ownership, right? And so if you increased your ownership, that just means that there's more voting power being directed to the percentages that you picked previously. So if you want to kind of level that out, you want to move some stuff around now that you have more voting power or more veOMNI to vote around, then you would have to edit your votes from the previous epoch. Right. So let's say, before you only had 100 veOMNI and you voted all 100 of that veOMNI to the F-bomb pool because you wanted to get the bribes and you didn't have a lot of veOMNI to spread around. You increase that lock to 1,000. Well, all 1,000 of that is still directed to what your percentage was set on. And now that you have so much more veOMNI and you're like, hey, I can actually stretch this out a little bit, you have to go to that where you voted previously, edit it, and change it to wherever you want to go.
I hope that answers your question. I think Madrid did a good job of
I tried.
explaining it.
It seems
No,
complicated,
you
but
did.
yeah.
No, and these are things that, these are little hiccups that we have to, that as a team, that come up, and we start to see that the community has questions about this, and then we have to react and make contact and videos and do AMAs to help clear up this information, because we understand that you're locking for 4 years and you want to fully understand what you're getting into and the benefits to the users. So I'm sure there'll be a lot more documentation coming out in the next few days that will help, additional articles and videos that should be able to clear this up. But thank you very much for the question. It was a good one. It seemed to make sense to you media, so that's very good there. Is there anything else on the Echo Boost program that you'd like to discuss, or maybe something we
No,
haven't touched on yet?
I think we covered it. I think we covered pretty much all of it.
Excellent. We did have some good news coming out. One of our initial integration partners, launch partners, the Orbs network, which we've worked with for a long time now. Through them, we've been able to bring back a few things in our swaps. We now have the time-weighted average price and limit orders. So can you explain to the community sort of how these are beneficial to them, and maybe a scenario that they might want to use one of these two features when they're doing their trades?
Yeah, so swap and limit orders, they're two different things. Limit orders are essentially you set a price that you want to either enter or exit a particular asset. Let's say you think Bitcoin's going to hit 125 and you want to sell right then and there, and you don't know if that's going to happen when you're sleeping or at work or whatever. So you can set up a limit order to execute on your behalf at that price to buy or sell, and that works for any of the assets that we have here on Omni Exchange. And then TWAP, or time weighted averaging, is basically if you want to slowly get into Omni or any other asset, and you want to do it in intervals and not just all at once because you think it might be volatile, but you still want to enter that asset, you can set up a TWAP buy, which basically, let's say you have $100 budget and you want to spend, have 10 buys of $10 spread out over the day. You can absolutely do that. And you can do the same thing to average out.
Yeah, these are just more things that we're adding to the decks every day. I've noticed that Jump has done a lot of great work. He added even on the positions and things like that. There was a countdown added. Even since our launch on July 28th, I really see the platform becoming even more user friendly. Someone had asked me in the general chat last night if we were thinking of creating an app, and I just think that the page is running so smooth. It's so mobile friendly. I don't know how much more benefit you could get from having an app. As we start to notice little things or little bottlenecks or little things in the UI that could become more clear to the community, they're being added right away. And so this really is, it's not just a DEX, it's just a suite of DeFi tools, ways to earn money, and it's just advancing every day. And it's really kudos to our development staff and our back end and front end developers that are just moving this along every single day. I come on it and I notice little things, and all those little things put together are making a real big difference for user usability, basically. Good
Yeah,
stuff. Good
100%.
stuff. Okay, let's talk about maybe some partnerships or some stuff that's coming out. I know we've done some stuff with Match Chain. Maybe we can update the community on what's up with them, what's available, what's in the works in the next, say, week, month with Match Chain.
Yeah, so we will be deploying to Match Chain themselves here in the next couple weeks. We are currently running a huge campaign with them. I wouldn't say huge, but it's very lucrative for users, where you can farm on BNB or BSC and farm and receive both Omni and MAT token incentives. That is running for 2 weeks. The pairs are MAT BNB and then MAT Omni. And so that's over on BSC. And they were nice enough to, give us some incentives. Obviously, once we launch on Match Chain, there's going to be much more incentives directed to native and blue chip pairs, as the goal will be to deepen liquidity for actual casual trading and not just specifically the MAT token. So really excited with them. Really awesome to be partnered with a company that's partnered with PSG and big names and stuff like that. So really excited for that.
Absolutely. What else has happened? Our volume, which I think is pretty crazy. I know this graphic's a little outdated. We've already passed 300 million. I think when I look at the website right now, it just shows 300, maybe $350 million in volume processed so far. I know a lot of people are asking about aggregators and this type of stuff. What would your response be to those people?
I think they need to just stay the course, and just kind of let the protocol expand at a proper rate. I think that most people want instant gratification. Most people want things right here, right now. The bottom line is, sorry, thank you. The bottom line is things take time. A lot of these teams have huge bottlenecks. We've had good relationships with like Odos and Paraswap and OpenOcean, and so these guys really kind of did us a favor as friends and builders. Some of these bigger guys, it doesn't matter if you're friends or not, they have to treat everybody the same. So sometimes you don't get that special treatment. So at this point, I think that really the main focus should be on deepening your position in veOMNI. As things continue to come together, you're going to really see things take off very quickly, very fast. And so don't be caught off guard. So just let us do our thing. Let us continue to work. We've been in this for many years now, and we know what it takes. And so this is the biggest, best product we've ever had. And we're just really excited and think that the future is very, very bright.
Absolutely. And you do feel that you feel the sense of urgency, and I know one of the people in the chat had mentioned too about marketing, and I think it's the same sort of thing. You might not always see it, but we're always doing it when it comes to
Exactly.
making progress on these things, making progress on getting all our profiles completed, when we're doing other marketing campaigns. It's always going on. It's never on pause. It's never stopped, and this is
Yeah.
one of these things that, and you feel it from the community. Let's do more, and of course we want to do more. We're not
Yeah.
holding
Yeah.
back. It's not from a lack of effort, but these things, they just
And
take time.
I'd like to add, and most people may not hear this type of transparency, but there are, I would say, probably 10 people that completely and utterly rely on the success of Omni Exchange. You as users that are here, you're not reliant on whether we succeed or not. I have 3 children and a wife, and this is what I do full time. If I don't succeed, then I'm not able to provide for my children. Another one of our developers, he's got 3 children, he's got a wife. If he does not succeed, he cannot provide for his children. So we are working our butts off to make sure that this succeeds and that this is a winner, because we are literally our children's ability to eat depends on us winning and us succeeding. So you can rest easy and know that we're not taking our foot off the gas at any point. We're not satisfied with, a couple $1 million in TVL. We have to provide. And then we also have a lot of team members that also do this full time and rely on the success of Omni Exchange to provide for themselves. Moderators, it just goes on and on and on. So I hope some people take that transparency and see it for what it is, and understand that we are here and we are working our butts off, because this is only going to go as far as we push it. And I didn't come this far, nor did any of my team members come this far to fail and then have to go get another job. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Well said, and it's true. It's very true. Talking about these updates and everything else, I think that almost leads us into basically some progress on our roadmap here. And it looks to me like we are checking these things off, just as we have said. You mentioned transparency, and I pride myself on that, and I know the rest of the team does, that we're about as transparent as you could possibly be. When you look at Madrid's profile picture, for one example, it's a picture of him and his kids, right? We try to be available. We try to give honest answers of where we're at. We understand that the community has their own timelines and this sort of thing, but we do as we say, I think, is the easiest way to say it. This is a roadmap that we had released on Twitter maybe a month ago or a couple of weeks ago. We did our pre-sale and our token generation event. We got our bribes marketplace live. We introduced cross-chain swaps, multi-chain expansion, match chain, there it right is. And something we're going to talk about here in a little bit was our Omni points, moving into these other things. Now, the further out you go on the roadmap, the more things that can change. But it looks like we're set up for the Q4 ones as well. So we're always working on stuff, always looking to improve the product and really put out the best product possible for the community. So do you have any thoughts on the roadmap of where we are, what you'd like to see, maybe address any questions that you possibly heard?
No, I think that we've executed pretty well. I think that one thing that we tried to do was not just put a bunch of filler into a roadmap that everybody makes. I've seen so many people that just make this crazy roadmap and then none of it ever gets done. And so you may see like, hey, Q3 doesn't look like it's got too much craziness, but those are things that are executed. And I would say the only thing that has not been executed would be the first multi-chain expansion. And we plan on having that done Probably by the end of the day tomorrow, hopefully, if not over the weekend, as we're going to be launching on Plasma Chain, which is a new up and coming chain. So we will be launching on them. We did leapfrog that a little bit over Match Chain, as Plasma has got a ridiculous amount of volume generating right now. And many of you guys that know us from Base Swap know that being a first mover can really, really have its advantages. And so we want to position ourselves as one of the first movers on Plasma. So I think we've executed very well, and look forward to continue to, execute and get things done. So yeah.
I like it. I like it. Okay, let's move on to our next topic here, which is the Omni Points campaign. I have a little video that I'm going to share with everyone about our points campaign, and we haven't launched this yet. And the holdup is myself waiting to do some things with Task On. So maybe I'll explain this a little bit more after the video and where we're at, and then maybe Madrid, you can tell us why this was so important to you and how you feel that this will benefit the community.
Omni Points, your way to earn while you contribute. Complete on-chain and off-chain tasks, swap, stake, or share posts. It all adds up. Watch your progress and climb the live leaderboard in real time. Turn your points into real rewards like USDC, Omni tokens, and more. New quests, no limits, no end date. Start earning your Omni Points today.
All right, so that's our Omni Point video, and so maybe you can, Madrid, you can start off and explain sort of why you wanted a points campaign and how you see benefiting the community, and then maybe I can chime in afterwards and kind of give us a little update of where we're at and when we might be able to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, people know that I like to look at things that work and see systems and programs. If they work, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? And so as we've seen through DeFi is people love points. People like to generate points. People like to compete or, have that little bit of competitiveness. And so we wanted to introduce some form of that points generation. But we also wanted to make sure that you actually were rewarded for it. And it wasn't just a social campaign or anything like that. And so this is one way to really kind of kickstart the flywheel that we were talking about. By giving users, you're basically allocating points to users that are swapping on the DEX, that are providing liquidity. And then, some people contribute by social interactions. And so we'll also have points that you can generate points or earn points by completing tasks like sharing a specific post or making sure that you follow Omni on Twitter or Reddit or YouTube, all of those different things. And I think that what we're trying to do is really check all of the boxes and give everyone an opportunity to not only contribute to the success of the DEX, but to be rewarded for it, to earn points. There's many guys that, may not go on Twitter, but they provide a heck of a lot.
Oh, we lost you there for a little bit. He should come back. What I'm showing right now with my screen share. Oh, are you back? What I'm showing on the screen right now is what our community points board will look like. We have partnered with Task On to offer this service, and we do have a leaderboard currently, and my main man GoGen is already on the top of the leaderboard. People that are familiar with ZLE campaigns or maybe have taken part in some of our Task On campaigns will be very familiar with these sort of things. We'll be updating with daily tasks, weekly tasks, monthly tasks. You just go through, make an account here with Task On, and this will be available through our Omni.exchange website. That's what's really holding this up right now, is being able to make the connection on adding it to the subdomain, so that you don't have to go to an external platform. You can access it on and through our main site. But that is the basis of this, is that the people that reward and help grow Omni or share Omni content will be able to use these, earn these points, and then I will run quests or reward programs, that sort of thing, based on the leaderboard. So we've really tried to incentivize the people that are helping us grow, whether that's through these sort of task campaigns, or you look at the veOMNI Echo Boost campaign. It's the same thing. Whether you want to do the grind with us and help share these type of tasks, or you want to share the posts or make content for us, or if you're just supporting us through, not just, but if you're choosing to support us by locking down your tokens, it's just another way that we're really trying to help the people that believe in us and support them and help them grow their bags and be profitable. And we know not everyone has $500, $1,000 to take part maybe in some of these programs, and so that's why the points campaign was introduced, to allow people to have a chance at some of these prizes and rewards, because we appreciate all the people that are doing these. So this is what our community will look like, and like I mentioned, you will be able to access this eventually. Hopefully today or tomorrow we'll be able to make the link into the subdomain and have this on the website and go live. Let's see if Madrid is back with us. Are you there, Madrid? No, I think he's still stuck somewhere. Maybe he's got some bad reception or whatever. Let's go look at some comments. It seems we're up to date. If anybody has any comments, please leave them in the chat. I'm happy to put them up on the screen and share what we're talking about here today. Let's see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk. Madrid, are you back? Okay. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about was October. It's arrived. Normally at the end of the year, we seem to see some good price action moving into October, November, December. Typically, it's been a good month. It's very early into October here. It's only the second day, but we've already seen the markets really heat up, even after the U.S. government closed down, which is kind of ironic. But the markets are showing some good resilience here. I'm just adding Madrid. You're back with us. Nope, we lost him again. So yes, we're hoping that over the next month, 2 months, 3 months, we really start to see that pump. It's another good reason. I know Madrid had touched on this previously. When it comes to these entry prices, you might see Omni get a whole lot higher. The people that bought Omni to lock for the Echo Boost contest, they already paid less money than people are going to pay today. So if we see more price appreciation in the next couple months, this is a program you might want to move on right away. Let's see if I can add him again. Hey, welcome back.
I don't know what that was, but we're back.
Excellent. I was just talking a little bit about October and your thoughts on that. I think we've already seen the market showing a little bit of strength.
Craziness. Absolute craziness. Absolute craziness. Not gonna lie, I may have screwed us on the Foxify trading competition. I shorted. I'm sorry, but I shorted $50 yesterday when we had just like ETH moved up to like 43, like way too fast, and I'm like, that's too fast. So I shorted. I got my first trade going, and I might have messed up the Omni Outlaws. On that one, but yeah, I mean, other than that, it's beautiful. I think that it's also kind of a good culmination, the timing is very good with this stupid U.S. government shutdown. And I think that I think one thing that you're seeing is people that are like, they're tired of government, or these this institution itself having so much control. And at the end of the day, governments can shut down, banks can shut down, but what can't shut down is crypto. Nobody can ever take it from you unless you click a bad link. But that's yours, right? No, you can't shut the blockchain down. It will live forever. It will outlive any government. It will outlive any bank or any financial institution. And I think that you're starting to really see more adoption from people that are like, man, if the government just can shut down, like, I don't know if I want, necessarily have my money in a bank that relies on, the FDIC or the government to make sure that my money's, where it's supposed to be. And these guys are still getting a paycheck. So I think that it's great. I'd like for it to cool down just a tad bit. But hey, I'm here for the ride. Omni's, I've always joked with my team. Every time we've launched something, we've paired with ETH, and we've built in the bear run over and over and over and over and over again. And we talked about maybe pairing with USDC, and we're like, no, this is the bull run. We're going to do it, and I think that it's going to be great for the Omni token as well. So I'm here for it. I'm excited, and I definitely think that we see 5K by Christmas. I definitely think we're seeing 5K before Christmas.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. While you cut off, I think I explained the points campaign
Beautiful
to the people. I expect that we should be able to make that subdomain connection over the next 2 days, and we can roll it out probably on Monday. I think it would be live. It'll give me the weekend to go through and create some new tasks. But I think that's going to be great, and it's another way that we can reward the users on every level. Every user should be able to find a way to come to Omni and take part in some kind of contest or campaign that can benefit them. And hopefully, I have a good feeling. We've seen it so far. We're going to see some really good price appreciation, and I think this Omni Echo Boost is a real good windfall. And if people look into it and they understand the power of being able to 3x their money, they make that initial deposit, they get the match, then it's locked, they're earning the revenue share, they're earning the money off the bribes. Like, this is a no-brainer. I think so often people are chasing meme coins or something and hoping to hit these these big run-ups, and they can take all this profit, when something like this is, I don't want to say a guaranteed play, but it kind of is, right? With the one-to-one watch, and these things,
you're getting ownership of a multi-chain, top tier, newest tech out multi-chain just exchange. That's what it is. You're able to get part ownership of Omni Exchange and everything that Omni Exchange does, the revenue it generates, govern what decisions are made, and you're not only are you getting to get that part ownership, but you're able to get a sizable portion of that right now, right? Because the Omni token is cheap, and we are also doubling your ownership. So it is completely the long play. Omni Exchange will forever. It will forever earn fees. It will forever earn revenue. And so being able to get in at the ground, if you could go back and get part ownership of Uniswap or PancakeSwap when they first launched, the first couple months of their launch, every one of us would sell a leg or a kidney to be part owners of PancakeSwap or Uniswap or Balancer first couple months of their launch. And to compound on that, I know everybody wants instant gratification, but those projects, they didn't just fly, after the first 3 or 4 months. It took time, but we have, at our advantages, we've done this, and the road has been paved for us by these other early builders, and so this is your shot. That's all I can say.
No, and it's really incredible. And you had touched on a point that I was going to make about the POL. Can you explain sort of how that plays into this, and why that's almost the key to all of this, for some of the points you just mentioned?
Right. And so we what we've done and what we really tried to focus on was the protocol owning its own liquidity, and not just solely relying on users to come provide liquidity. So we've got several $100,000 that are deployed into blue chip pairs on Omni Exchange that are generating fees for the revenue share, and then also generating fees for us to do buybacks. Right. So it's just a beautiful flywheel that really I've never seen anybody go about it this way. And we think that it really solves all of the pain points that high inflation dexes have been pained with in the past. So yeah, I mean, and that POL is never going anywhere. So it's always going to just be cranking.
And that's really the difference, being able to bring in these type of things that just weren't possible previously. I had read something about people being skeptical about locks and the length of the locks, and I just want to make a note here that even prior to my joining this team, there was Arbidex, which probably predates me by a year, and then there's over a year and a half with BaseSwap, and now on to Omni. That's already 3 years, right? And we're still supporting the ARC token. We're still supporting BSwap on the current DEX, so we've never left a community high and dry. We're still supporting them and giving them access to our latest innovation, basically. So the lock to me is nothing. It's the time frame. Our team has shown, I think, again and again, that we support it. We do what we say. We be transparent, and we try to keep the entry levels to everything we do. We're always considering everybody involved here. So excellent. I did receive a few questions from one of our members prior to coming on. So I'm just going to check my notes here. And these are for Marm. Let's see, I can maybe put it in the chat and then maybe bring it up on the screen. Okay, will any of the L2s be providing rewards for Omni users outside of bribes, like XP on Abstract, CAT on Katana, etc.? I don't know if that question makes sense to you, Madrid.
Yeah, it does. Right now, we are still in discussions. There is no concrete answer, yes or no, to that. Obviously, we are going to strive to get Omni users exposed to every bit of XP earning airdrop potential on any of these chains, and we're striving really hard to make that happen.
Excellent. He had another question. What's the timeline on getting perps released?
Where was that on the roadmap? I think that's sometime in 2026.
Yes, that actually, if we go back to our roadmap, I think that was I think it was in Q2 of next year or Q1 of next year. It was one of the next things that we had looked at doing. So he had 3 questions. One of them had to do with adding additional L2s. Specifically, he had asked about match chain. I think you've answered that one, but I will put it up there just so I can say I did what I said I would do and ask these questions.
Yeah. Yeah, match chain should be in the next 10 to 14 days.
Oh, there's our roadmap. So yeah, perpetual is Q4. Trade spot and derivatives seamlessly inside Omni. So Yeah. So Marm, I think you got all your questions answered. I did ask all three of them. I think Madrid at the very beginning when we were talking about match chain pretty much answered that one. Um, Now we can go into any questions that you think, or any explanation more about veOMNI voting, or how that program works. Do you think there's anything that maybe we haven't covered that you'd like to touch on?
No, I think that, in my opinion, I think that we've kind of really covered everything. You know, as far as like when the user locks new votes, bribes, the revenue share. I mean, I think that we've pretty much covered all of that I can think of.
Okay. One of the things that I had mentioned, or I had dropped in the general chat, was basically a little meme program or contest that we had going on, and it kind of started around this little guy, which I really loved. And so when we're in the general chat, I like to do these daily giveaways, but what I'm finding is that they're just being inundated with bots, and I don't really necessarily feel the people that are participating, I think they're being watered down by these bots. So we had done a previous contest like this with base swap where we kind of involved some NFTs, and I sort of wanted to mimic that and put the theme around some of this fun art that our designers working on now. And then for the next 2 months, people with one of these NFTs, and I've limited the collection size to about 50, that have one of these NFTs, that help us share posts and do all this stuff. They'll get a special Discord role, which I've called Omnified, and they'll be able to take part in the rumbles and the daily contests. And a lot of the stuff that you've seen, we're going to ramp it up a little bit, but we're just going to kind of incentivize it a little more to make sure that the rewards are going to the right people. So that's what the contest is about. It's just a little internal thing in Discord for our community to do rewards. So I know some people might have had some questions about that. So that's what that program is about. We're having the designer do the art right now, and hopefully she'll be able to give me that art over the next couple days, and then I'll be able to mint the collection on OpenSea, and then the community, the staff, the team will be watching for people that are sharing the posts, that are out there doing all that great stuff that we were doing so much of leading up to the launch of the decks and the pre-sale. And we'd love to get some of that back, because on top of all the marketing we do, some of the best marketing that can be done is real word of mouth, people sharing, people going in other groups and sharing that. So if you're doing that, we want to reward you with one of these NFTs, and then of course we will incentivize those. So I'd like to give away 2 whitelist spots for this upcoming contest. I'm going to give one to Marm, because he had approached me prior and asked questions, and I thought that was really great. So Marm, if you could open up support ticket, drop me your wallet, I'll get you added to the list. And let's see who else here was asking a lot of questions. I think Bert, yeah, I think you had some good questions with this one, and I can see some other engagement here. So if you're part of our Discord community, come on in, open a support ticket, drop your wallet out on base. I will release more information about that contest. So Marm and Bert T2D, you've won our you've won our first 2 whitelist spots. So I think we've covered everything. We talked about the Echo Boost contest. We talked about the points. We cleared up maybe some confusion that people had around the veOMNI. We've talked about our roadmap. We touched on this little NFT contest. We talked about our integrations and partners. You even gave us a few predictions about the market. So heading into October and November. So I think things are right on track. I'm really proud of where we're at. What are your thoughts on where everything's at and how the future's looking?
I think that the future is very bright. Our team's done a tremendous job of executing and putting together great ideas, and I'm just really excited for anyone that may have been on the fence that's going to jump in and dive in. I'm excited for the future to really reward those that are putting some faith in us, putting some faith in me, putting faith in our team, that we're going to continue to deliver. And I hope some of that transparency that I shared earlier kind of eases some users' minds that maybe sitting around wondering, like, are they doing anything? Are they trying? And I hope that a lot of those questions were answered. So
It
really, really
absolutely
excited.
No, it absolutely does. And I think that's why, the community has been so loyal to you, and the team, has been loyal to you. It's very easy in this space to roll through team members too, as bridges get burned and everything else. And keeping even just the team together for the length of time you have and that community, I think that speaks volume for not only the product that you're putting out, but the way that you're treating the community and the staff and everything else. And I think it's first class all the way around. I'm really proud to be part of Omni, and I'm really proud of the product that we're putting out. And kudos to our team and our community, because I've seen a lot of hot things over the past couple of years come and go, and we're still in the space, and we're still innovating and moving forward. And so we couldn't have done it without a lot of people, but the community is a big one, and I certainly thank them for joining us here today. We got 91 people viewing our space right now, so that's a really good turnout. This was our first go at StreamYards. We had a little bit of technical difficulties that we'll have ironed out for the next one, but please, everyone, share out the link to the YouTube. It's going to be available on our YouTube channel as soon as I end the stream under the live category. Like I said, I think it went out on Twitter Spaces, but I think moving forward, we'll try to keep it on this platform. I think it provides a little more of a visual touch outside of Twitter Spaces. But we hope you answered. We hope Madrid was able to answer all of your questions. Please get out there. Let's share the space. Let's share the Echo Boost program. It really is a great program. A lot of people have taken advantage. Do it now before the price goes up. There's no point spending an extra $100, $150 if you don't have to. So get that 500 veOMNI locked. We're going to do the 2 airdrops directly to your wallet during this 30-day campaign. There is a hard cap. We're not there yet. There's still some room, but keep that in mind that there is a hard cap. And once that's reached, even if we don't go the duration, that's where we'll have to close the program. So keep that in mind. Any other questions that are needed, just drop them in the general chat and I'll make note of them for next time. But I really thank Madrid for coming in here and explaining things clearly to us like he always does. Any final thoughts, Madrid?
No, I'm going to get in here. We had to take my 4-month-old baby girl to get shots today, so I'm going to go give my wife a hand. And you did an awesome job. I think that this was a great AMA with some visuals, and really look forward to doing these more often for everyone. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, I think we have done a good job. That was one of the things I mentioned months ago, that we wanted to be a little more frequent on these, and I think we've done a good job of doing that. So that's it for this one. Thanks to Madrid. Thanks to the team that showed up. Thanks to the community that came out and asked all the questions. I think we've just how much of the hard cap is left, CV? I'm not really sure. That's a Taz question. I don't know if that's an internal number or not. You've got some room. You've got some room, but we're doing very well. We're doing very well. So I don't know if it'll make it to 30 days. So don't delay. If you're waiting for that, then you're just probably going to have to pay more in Omni token price. Okay. That's it for this one. Thanks again for everyone joining. Share this out, share the content, get in there, earn an NFT, buy your veOMNI. Let's do it. Everyone have a great weekend. We really appreciate your support, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now, everyone.
Thank you, guys.